One of the things I've always struggled with is finding interesting new locations. I'm pretty lucky that I've got an area that's literally 5 minutes from home called the Woodlands Estate, which at first didn't really interest me terribly, but when we had our lockdowns and I couldn't go more than 5 kilometres from home, it turned out to be a veritable bonanza of photographic opportunities with some brilliant old gum trees and some gorgeous sections hidden away in the bush there that were just fantastic for landscape photography. But as enjoyable as that was, now that the lockdowns have ended, I'm very, very keen to start exploring further afield. But I still would love to find a couple of places that are relatively close to home, that I can get to within, say, half an hour, 45 minutes of driving, and still have some interesting new subjects to concentrate on. So me and my son Tommy are out driving around today, and we're just going to basically fan out a few different directions from where we live and see what we can find. First stop is a little creek about 10 minutes from home called Deep Creek. Ooh, it's actually got a fair bit of water in it today. I do what I advocate we all do, and that is just to look at it like a child would look at it. Just scan around without any expectations, without any preconceived ideas, and just go, what interests me? What attracts me? Is there an interesting tree? Is there an interesting fold in the land? Could this spot look good at sunset or sunrise? Is there something special or unique about the way a tree frames a stream or something like that? Even looking in closer at individual elements, like how do those reeds look down in the still part of the creek? What's the texture like on that tree trunk? All this sort of stuff. It's a nice enough area, but nothing really grabbed me. And you can try too hard to force a location. Typically, when you find a location that's beautiful, it then takes additional effort to convey that beauty through a camera, because it's two-dimensional and the camera sees things differently to the way the human eye does. Yes, you can get into a boring location, you can get in tight on different elements, and you can create something quite pleasing. But, if you can find a place that is appealing first and foremost on first impression, well, then you can have a better chance of working that area and creating some lovely images. And nothing really stood out to me in that spot. What I'm really looking for is something similar to what I found with Strath Creek. Strath Creek is just a gorgeous, epic location with lots of little elements that can be plucked out with a long lens and photographed different ways, different times of day. That's what I'm looking for, but something a bit closer to home. I don't know if I'm going to find it, but it ain't going to stop me looking. Oh, look at that plane turning and going through the clouds. That looks cool. Look at it.
Yeah, I see.
The trouble with all of these areas here is it's all farmland. 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 Ooh.
What?
Farmland. Private property. Can't go in there. It's all private bloody property, which means I can't just wander in there and take photos. What a pain in the bum. I always enjoy hanging out with my son, but unfortunately this exploratory sojourn yielded 0 results. The simple fact is I'm surrounded by farmland, and with the exception of 2 properties, I can't venture inside the fence boundaries of any of them. I genuinely love this area, and I'm grateful that I have it on my doorstep, but if I'm going to expand my repertoire of locations, there's just no getting around it. I'm going to have to travel a bit further away. I can't believe how good this van is now off-road with this new suspension fitted. I just took it up a steep, gnarly sidetrack that normally I'd only take the Pajero up. There's no way I'd take any other vehicle up there, anything except a proper four-wheel drive. But this thing with high range only, just popped it down into first gear, didn't even bother locking the centre diff. It just crawled up there like it was no one's business. A combination of good suspension and good tyres can get you a long way in a vehicle. So long as you have sufficient ground clearance, sufficient wheel articulation, and you've got good tyres, you can go a lot of places without low range. So I'm impressed. This little exercise might have been a flop, but boy, what a difference 24 hours makes. After studying Google Maps for the 100th time, I stumbled on something really special and went straight there the following afternoon, and then the one again after that. So come back next week to see an incredible location photographed and filmed in a way that I don't think anyone else has managed to capture till now. In the meantime, be sure to like, comment and subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you again next week. I promise it's going to be a beauty.